Okay, Math 9, here we go. We're going to continue with our elimination, and now we're talking about elimination of decimals. So decimals are great. Let's get after it. The reason why we like decimals is because decimals are in our base 10 system, okay? If you have a number that is a 0.1, so if the decimal is 1 away, well, that means 1 over 10. Now think money, right? That's 10 cents, 1 dime, 1/10 of a dollar. And then here we got those lovely copper coins we don't use anymore, 1 penny, 1/100th. And then it just continues, 1/1000th, right? What do I mean by base 10? Well, 100 is just 10 times 10, and 1,000 is just 10 times 10 times 10. So we just include a factor of 10 in our denominator. So our lowest common denominator is always going to be a multiple of 10. So it makes these relatively straightforward. You just got to be careful with how many decimal places you move. So here's an example, right? I'm at the tenths, and tenths, which means my lowest common denominator is 10. So multiply everything in this case by 10, moves the decimal over 1, and we've simplified our equation. And you can do this all the time. If you have a bunch of decimals or fractions in your equations, you can use these tools to remove them because not dealing with fractions is often easier. So now we have 4x plus 6 equals 8. That's way easier to deal with than all those decimals. And now it's just minus 6 minus 6. 4x equals 2. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X equals 2 over 4, which is 1/2. So get rid of those decimals and then life becomes quite a bit easier. So now you got to consider, though, here we go, tenths, right? So denominator of 10. Hundreds, so denominator of 100, and then denominator of 100. So we need to multiply everything, in this case, by 100. So 0.3x minus 0.06 equals 0.24 times 100 times 100 times 100. So 0.3x is actually going to become 30x, but then minus 6 equals 24. And now, easier, way easier, right? Add 6, 30x equals 30, divide by 30, divide by 30, x equals 1. So you can see getting rid of those decimals, kind of like how we got rid of the fractions or got rid of the brackets, starts to make things easier, and our steps get easier and easier, which is why if we take it one step at a time, it becomes less daunting. So here's one more. We have tenths, doesn't matter, hundredths, tenths, hundredths, right? Now I know I'm writing 10 and 100, but that's post-decimal. So that means our LCD here is going to be 100 again. So we need to multiply everything, just show it in a different way here, by 100, right? So we're going to end up with 170W plus 500 minus 162W equals 40W plus 468. So you can see how you got to be a little bit careful because the decimals move 2 in this case. But once you get there, it tidies up. So now we're going to group these together. And I have 8W plus 500 equals 40W plus 468. And now I'm going to get my W's together. So minus 40W minus 40W. And at the same time, I'm going to get my numbers together. So minus 500 minus 500. So I get negative 32W equals negative 32. Divide both sides by negative 32, and you just get that W equals 1. So pretty nice. Okay, get rid of the things that make our life difficult first, and the questions get easier and easier. Breaking this down into 3 small videos I find is less daunting. If this was all one video, it would take half an hour. So look at the individual setups, and then we're going to see how we put them all together in the next video. So keep up all the hard work. Practice is going to help out like you would not believe.